Everybody, welcome everyone. As we get ready to start the class, I just wanted to remind you, if you don't already have a few things handy, you might want to grab them. If you have any sort of serum from doTERRA, it could be like the Yarrow Palm you see on the screen, it could be the Immortelle serum, it could be, honestly, if you don't have any of those, like even any moisturizer you have, that's great to have on hand. If you have a gua sha stone, grab that and bring it. And if you don't worry, because Danny has some other solutions for us. But at the very end of this class, if you want, you can participate along with us, and we're going to do some like actual skincare practice together. So anyways, I'm so glad you guys are here. It's such a fun class to have to talk specifically about our skin, and how we can reduce the signs of aging and take care of our skin well. And I'm so excited to teach today with my friend Danny. We met each other like 6 years ago, maybe longer.
I think it's longer. Every year we say 6 years, and it's
Yeah,
been
that's
like
true.
3 years past. I feel like maybe not
Oops.
that long, but
Yeah. We met when I moved to Waco in, I think it was 2016. So yeah, it's been longer than that. But anyways, we met through a yoga studio that Danny used to own, and we both hit it off really quickly because Danny and I love all things wellness, and both of us have our own journeys. But for me, like 15 plus years ago, my wellness journey really started through a chiropractic office. And that like kind of set the trajectory and like put me on this path of learning about wellness in a whole different way. And I'm so thankful because of not only my health and the results that I saw, but also because of my whole family now. So anyways, Danny has had her own journey with especially like hormone related things like endometriosis and digestive stuff. And she is incredible at empowering women and moms to find healing like she did as well. And so we're super excited to teach today. Danny and I talk about skincare stuff all the time together, because it's our favorite. And we obviously think our skin is important. You guys may or may not know that your skin is actually considered your largest organ. On average, the surface area of our skin is about 18 square feet, which is interesting. But the funny thing is, I don't think most of us have to be reminded to take care of our skin because it's like right there. We see it every day, right? And especially as women, I think just naturally most of us care more about our skin, and we want to make sure that our skin is looking good. And so much of what we can do to support our skin, of course, starts on the inside with how we're eating, how we're nourishing ourselves with food. And one thing I'll just encourage you with is the fact that your epidermis, or the outer layer of your skin, actually regenerates every 5 to 7 weeks. So you can make a big difference in even 5 to 7 weeks when you switch some of your habits. And we're going to talk about some of those today, specifically how you can care for your skin and see powerful shifts within your skin. So I wanted to share this timeline. It's obviously not my own timeline, but this is my friend Melissa Christopher, and she just did a really good job of taking some good before and afters. And you can see her timeline's really laid out well here. But essentially in August, she started taking, or shortly after, this is when the picture was taken. Sorry, she took a picture in August when her kids were going to school for their first day. She, took all the pictures of the kids and then just documented herself as a fun way to say, like, I was here too on this first day of my kids' school. And then in October, she started using doTERRA's MetaPower line. In November, she introduced a skin serum, and then it kind of got off track. February got back on track. And then in March, she started using something called Frownies, which we'll talk about in our class as well. And you can see some of the dramatic shifts, especially I notice it most on her forehead and like, I don't know, even like under her eyes a bit, but just how much more youthful her skin started to look as she took some of these, as she started to change some of the things within her routine. And yeah, it's really powerful and fun to see. And it's a good reminder that Botox isn't our only option, right? I know that there's like a lot of people that choose to do Botox, and we're not here to like judge anyone that chooses to do that or anything like that. But you guys know that the Living Drop Collective, we love giving people holistic and natural options. And the reality is, Botox is a neurotoxin that disrupts nerve connections, and we don't really know the long-term consequences of it. And there are natural alternatives. And so that's really what this class is here for, is we wanted to give you guys some great ideas as alternatives that you can consider to care for your skin and really, like we said, reduce the signs of aging. So first up, we wanted to talk about doTERRA's MetaPower Advantage. This is a part of the MetaPower line, and it is specifically a collagen supplement. And I remember I probably started taking collagen 5+ years ago, but the reality is back then there wasn't as much information out about the quality of collagen that was necessary. And now I know that the collagen that I used for many years is known to have like high levels of glyphosate in it. Glyphosate is it like majorly disrupts your gut, and it is not helpful. So anyways, all that to say, when doTERRA came out with a collagen, I actually learned a ton about quality collagen. And I was so thankful because many of you on this class, you've used doTERRA maybe for a while now, or maybe you're newer, but you know that doTERRA cares a lot about the quality of their products. And anyways, I'm just so thankful for that. Every time they come out with a new product, we know that it's going to be like next level, top notch, high quality, and also they're not going to cut corners to try to make things cheaper. And so anyways, to give you kind of a foundation about collagen is something that is in our bodies already. Collagen, it helps to like hold together our joints, and specifically with our skin, it's what kind of like gives our skin that like nice, like plump, sort of like elastic look. When you see skin to start to like sag or droop or get wrinkly, even, like that is a sign typically that the body doesn't have the collagen that it needs. So I'm sorry, I was just gonna quick add a mute. Okay. So collagen is really important when we're considering how do we prevent wrinkles on our skin, how do we prevent the signs of aging. Our body needs collagen, and we do produce collagen in our body, but when we give our body more of the building blocks that it needs to produce collagen, we're going to see better results, because a lot of times as we age, our bodies produce less and less collagen. So some of the things specifically that we love about doTERRA's advantage, or the collagen, is that number one, it's marine sourced, and they test it for heavy metals. So because it is from fish, essentially, we know that there's going to be less of a chance that there's glyphosate in it. When you're getting collagen that's from a cow or land animals, the chances of glyphosate being in there are much higher. And so with fish sources, you don't run that risk. And at doTERRA, they're still doing extensive tests to make sure there's no heavy metals, there's no glyphosate, there's nothing like that in there. And then they include 9 different types of collagen. And this is really different than other collagens on the market. Like the collagen I first took, I think was only like 1 type of collagen. And when we get all these different types, again, it really helps so our body can produce the collagen it needs, and you'll see better results that way. And then they also include things like liposomal vitamin C. Vitamin C is a necessary building block, again, to create collagen in your body. So that's another thing that makes it a lot more effective. They have NMN in there, which there's all sorts of really fantastic research about NMN. Our body converts it to something called NAD, and it helps to prevent the aging process. So anyways, a lot of these pieces are building blocks that help to support our body to produce collagen and to prevent the signs of aging, and it helps in so many different ways. We're not going to go into all the science today, but I really encourage you, if you haven't tried doTERRA's collagen, it's a great thing to consider implementing it in your routine for, say, like I would suggest at least 3 months and see what you notice specifically with your skin, with your energy. Some people have noticed really big differences with their sleep, all sorts of things. So the second thing that we're going to talk about today is doTERRA's Healthy Glow Skin Serum. And this is a recipe that's circulated amongst different groups in doTERRA. And there's a couple different iterations, like people will make it slightly different, but the general consensus is there, and you can see it on the screen. And so, first disclosure, the vanilla is there because vanilla just straight up makes it smell a little bit better. How many of you guys have smelled blue tansy before? And do you like the smell of blue tansy? I'm like, Becca's like, no. I don't either. The first time I smelled it, I was like, this smells disgusting. Why would we get this oil? And then I started trying it on my skin and I was like, oh, it's really great. Like, I remember we did a fun like blue tansy Smurf challenge where everybody was putting blue on their face every night, taking these funny pictures. And anyways, so it doesn't smell great for most people. Some people like it, but I do not. So adding the vanilla in there really helps to balance the smell. That's really why it's in there. But blue tansy is a flower. Well, sorry, let me start with copaiba. Copaiba is a great oil because it's very anti-inflammatory and it is also really calming. I love it in the skincare in my nighttime routine because of that. It's calming as well. But because it's anti-inflammatory, it's going to help to decrease any inflammation in your skin. The vanilla, like we said, is really great because of how good it smells. Blue tansy, first of all, it has a constituent in it called chamazolene. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that's what gives it that super blue color. Blue tansy is in deep blue because it is also anti-inflammatory. It helps to decrease the inflammation. But it is an oil that's found to be really good for skincare. And in general, floral oils usually have constituents in them that are going to help with skin. So anyways, blue tansy's in there because it's going to help decrease inflammation and support the skin. Geranium, I don't personally have in my skin serum, but you can consider adding geranium, especially if you have either oily skin or dry skin, and if you're looking to really like balance out your skin, because it specifically helps with oil production. Frankincense is an oil that's really powerful for decreasing inflammation as well. And then yarrow palm, it's also a blue color. And yarrow palm helps to support collagen production from like topical use specifically. And so you add all of these oils into a little dropper bottle. And this is the serum that literally I was talking to one of my friends the other day that's in South Dakota. And she had attended a class that Danny and Melissa taught earlier this month. And she started using the skin serum and she was so impressed. She literally said she's been using 2 different beauty counter products and this skin serum works even better than those. She's been obsessed with the serum. And so she's like, I'll probably use up my beauty counter stuff, but I'm not going to rebuy it because the serum's better. So anyways, this serum is going to be loaded with all sorts of things that help with inflammation, your skin tone, your collagen productions, lots of antioxidants that help to prevent aging. I forgot to say that about frankincense. Frankincense is a really a lot of these have powerful antioxidants in them, but frankincense really helps with your cells and to specifically help get rid of cells that are on their way to die and help to bring cellular restorations to the one that need healing. So anyways, frankincense is such a great oil to be putting on your skin on a regular basis. And for those of you out there that haven't already considered this, something I've been learning more about recently is our skin has like the outer layer. Of course, like our skin is meant to be a barrier that protects our body. And our skin has like a specific barrier on it it's called like your skin barrier, and it helps to protect your skin from like bacteria and all these different things. And so what we can harm our skin barrier by doing a couple things. Number one, if we use super hot water. Number two, if we use chemicals, things like SLS. SLS is a sudsine material it's a chemical that's in a lot of cleansers and things like that. And it strips your body of the natural oils that help to keep your skin barrier healthy. And so that's why, one of the reasons why, like, I remember when I was in my teen years and then in my early 20s, I was trying out all the latest, greatest skin supporting products, or like things specifically that were supposed to help with acne. And what was happening was I was using those, and then plus I was washing my face multiple times a day, too many times. And I was stripping my skin of all those good oils that help to hydrate and keep your skin barrier healthy. And so that's one of the reasons why it's so beneficial to consider switching to a natural skincare line that doesn't have those ingredients that strip your skin of its natural oils and help to support your skin barrier to stay healthy and glowing and radiant like little kids have, kids aren't washing their skin with all these chemicals and stuff and stripping that barrier. So anyways, doTERRA has multiple different lines, and I'm going to first talk about the Virage skincare line. This is my personal favorite. I love the Virage cleanser. They have a toner, a moisturizer, and then a serum in here. And then the Essential Skincare line is also really great. I specifically really love the hydrating cream right here. This is considered the anti-aging skincare line. So for people that are interested in that, this is probably the skincare line you'll be most interested in. HD Clear is a line designed specifically for people with acne-prone skin. And then doTERRA has also added in the Yarrow products. This guy right here, the Yarrow Palm oil, is what we add to the serum. This is a bigger, more diluted version of the Yarrow Palm that you can use for a body serum. And it's really, really great as well. And then these little supplements here have additional vitamin C in them. We talked about the vitamin C that's in the collagen. These capsules have vitamin C and all sorts of really powerful things that help to support your skin from the inside out. So for me personally, I normally do my skincare routine each evening, and I don't normally wash my face in the morning unless I go work out and get sweaty, which I do usually do like 4 days a week. But essentially what I'm saying is I don't overwash my skin because I don't want to strip my skin of those good oils. So my routine typically, and I think Danny will talk a little bit more about this when we go into the practical time and she shows us some gua sha routine stuff, but typically I will use a cleanser on my skin. And if I've worn a lot of makeup, sometimes I actually double cleanse my skin, and I use so I use this Virage cleanser right here to really clean off all the makeup. And then you can also use carrier oils like jojoba oil and massage them in your skin for an extra deeper cleanse. And then you just wipe it off with some warm water and a warm washcloth. That's what I typically do if I wear more makeup. And then you're going to use your toner, which doTERRA has multiple options for toner. There's this Virage toner, or in the anti-aging line, there's a toner here as well. And what's really exciting is doTERRA is going to be launching, I believe next month, a new toner that will be available for a limited time. It's the Rose Mist, and it's a really great toner. If you didn't know, toners are used to help shrink your pore size, and they also are beneficial because they add extra hydration to your skin. So you use your toner, spray it on your face, just kind of pat it in, and then you're going to apply your serum and also massage that in on your skin, and then gua sha. So yeah, Danny's going to talk more specifically about gua sha and why we love it.
Hi, you guys. It's so good to see some of you on, some people that I haven't seen in person in a long time. So thanks for joining us early this morning. A few things I was just going to mention on the slide previously was, if you are vegan, the Yarrow capsules are actually a great option for a collagen replacement for our collagen is fish-based, but if you're vegan, those are a great replacement for you for a collagen. And I might be wrong on this, but I think it's liposomal vitamin C in it. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But anyway, it's just like a great source to keep your immune system boosted, but then also like beauty and anti-aging from the inside out, the yarrow capsules. And I think Becca said they're 20% off this month, which I didn't even know that. So stock up on those if you haven't tried them yet. And then the other thing I was going to mention, Kristen was talking about just like chemicals and things that we put on our skin. And you might be wondering, oh man, I wonder if like the face wash I use right now is not good for me or has chemicals or SLS or any of those other ingredients. A way you can check that is there's a website called EWG. Skin Deep is the skin portion side of it, or Think Dirty. They're both apps, Think Dirty and EWG. You can actually scan your products on those apps and see what they rank. I think it's like 1 through 8, 1 being the best, 8 being the worst. And you can see what your current skincare ranks as far as how bad it could potentially be for your body. And then another thing to note is, from my understanding, all of doTERRA's skincare lines rank a 3 or below, and the cleanest being the Virage line. So if you are someone that wants like all of your products to be rated a 1, the Virage skincare line would be the cleanest, most plant-based option for you. But if you're okay with some extra ingredients for anti-aging specifically, but still stay within the 1 to 3 range is what I typically like abide by whenever I'm using products. I always try to stay 3 and below. All the other skincare lines are great for that. Excuse me. And then Becca, I was just going to ask if you could share, I know there's nothing really specific you can share, but with the HD Clear line, Rebecca Hood and her husband have actually had really great results with any sort of acne. And for hormonal acne, for me specifically, that's when I pull out my HD Clear line. The cleanser and the lotion specifically is what I like. And I'll just spot treat any kind of blemishes that I have. And that works wonders if you deal with hormonal acne, or if you have someone in your life that has been on Accutane or they're still breaking out after Accutane or don't want to go on Accutane. HD Clear is amazing for acne prone skin. Okay, sorry, I had to add those things in. So now we'll get to the gua sha portion. If you guys have, yeah, go for it.
Sorry. I was just gonna quick add in, I saw in the comments somebody asked about what carrier oil you used with this, and I realized that's not listed on here. I personally prefer jojoba oil because it's really similar to your skin's natural serum, and it is not a what's the word? It doesn't cause congestion in your skin, so it doesn't, like for acne prone skin, it's not going to be as big of an issue. But Danny, do you have a favorite, or do you use a different carrier oil?
I kind of switch it out. Like coconut oil for me is fine for my skin, but if you notice that you're like breaking out more or something else is going on, then I would switch to something more like neutral, like jojoba base. I've also used like random fun oils like watermelon seed oil and random stuff. There's a website called oh lordy,
Garden of Wisdom.
yeah, Garden of Wisdom, where we get carrier oils that are outside of the norm. So if you are just like a product junkie like us and want to switch up your skincare, you can find your skin specific oils, like whether you're dry, neutral, or oily. They have carrier oils for all sorts of skin types, and you can try something new that you can't get like at the store. Like I said, watermelon seed oil is delicious smelling, and that's great for more oily prone skin to help just dry that oil out a little bit. So anyways, okay, we'll start for the gua sha portion. If you guys want to turn your screens on, I would love to see you if you are going to participate with doing the gua sha portion. You don't have to, but I always like to see your face. And Kristen, if you want to put the screen off so I can see everyone, that would be fun too. And so Kristen had kind of mentioned the Rose Duet that's coming out. And so I just wanted to mention, if you didn't already know, in your skincare regimen, whether it's morning or night, I typically do a longer skincare situation at night. In the morning, I just kind of flush my face with water, and I might put on a little hydrosol or rose mist, and then I'll, get on with whatever makeup I'm putting on for the day and sunscreen. But for the sake of us all waking up this morning, you always want to start off with the lightest or thinnest product to the thickest. So at night, you might have 5 products. In the morning, you might just apply the hydrosol. So you always want to start with like a spray, a hydrosol, or a toner. And then from there, you're building on with your serums, and then a moisturizer would be last. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this rose mist on my face. If you happen to have the rose mist, you can go ahead and do this as well. Or like something like a toner, like the Barrage toner is a really great alternative as, you know, a place to start. And then if you have any sort of skin serum, I know Kristen told you guys to grab something earlier, but this is the skin serum we were just talking about. But even if you just have yarrow palm or frankincense or any of those other things, you can go ahead and grab that. So a few notes. I started using gua sha whenever I was pregnant with my first child, which was in 2018, which just seems crazy. I just started learning about it, and it just seems so fun. Like I said, I'm a skincare junkie and I guess product junkie in general. And I just love all things like natural alternatives to any sort of worldly things people might be doing that I am tempted to do, but I want a natural alternative to it, right? So I started using gua sha, and my first stone I got off Amazon. It was like a jade stone for, I don't know, $8 or something. So this does not have to be an expensive process. This can be like a cheap, affordable, fun situation for you to include into your skincare routine. If you have your gua sha stone, go ahead and grab that. But I just started, my husband and I watch a show to wind down at night, and I just started using the gua sha stone at night while I was pregnant to just kind of help depuff my face and just get fluid flowing in my body as well. So the whole point and goal of gua sha is to get the lymphatic system moving, to help flush excess fluid out of your face or wherever part of your body that you're working on. And I already said lymphatic system, and then also help collagen production within the face to help reduce the fine lines and wrinkles, which is today what our goal is, but you can use gua sha for so many different things. Think about your lymphatic system and draining fluid or toxins throughout your body like a highway system. So if you imagine different lymphatic nodules being maybe back behind your ears, at your collarbones, in your groin, in your armpits, all of these places are the highway throughout your body, and you have to be able to flush things through instead of letting things stay stagnant. So when we think about gua shaing the face, we always want to make sure we're hitting the neck and not just the face, so that all of that extra fluid has a space to go and be released and flushed out through the body, which is the role of the lymphatic system within our body, is to flush out excess toxins and things that our body doesn't need, right? So gua sha is a great tool to use. You can do gua sha on the body. So say you are really sore through your traps or for tech neck or any of those things, you can use the pressure a little bit deeper or harder to get into the muscle and the fascia. But for facial gua sha, it's a really light pressure, and we're just trying to get that fluid moving and trying to help with collagen production. So gosh, I could do an hour-long session on this. So we'll, at the end of this, we'll send you like a short 10-minute tutorial that you will be able to watch to know what to do. But for now, I think we'll just focus on one side of the face. And then as I continue to talk, you guys can do the other side of the face as well. A few more things to note is if you have gotten Botox or do get Botox regularly, you do not want to gua sha over the Botox in your face until you're ending the period where you would get more Botox. I don't know. I think that's like a 6-week period maybe. So you'll really want to avoid the areas. For instance, if you got it in your forehead, you don't want to gua sha over that space because it can potentially move things around, and you don't want that. And you also don't want your body flushing the Botox too fast until it's ready to be released. But I have heard of people using it really effectively towards the end of their Botox cycle. I'm like, I don't know enough about Botox to be talking about this, but towards the end of that, to help flush the chemicals and the toxins of whatever is being injected into their skin out of their body. So gua sha is an effective tool to help release all of that. And if you have active breakouts, you'll want to avoid the areas and go around those active breakouts, but you can still help dry out those breakouts and flush them out by moving the stone around that space. Okay, so we'll start with gua sha and with your stone. You want to have a good grip, but also a good slip. So when I say that, you just have to find the happy medium of how much serum you're applying to your skin so that you don't feel like you're just icing on the skin and your stone's going to completely fall off of the skin, but you also don't want the stone to have like a squeakiness about it. You want a gentle glide of the skin. So I'm going to take the skin serum. And again, you just have to kind of find your happy medium. I'm going to go ahead and rub it on my face, which I know some people have already applied their serum, and down the neck. And if you do find that the stone isn't gliding nice on the skin, just apply more. And if it's slipping too much, just rub it in a little bit deeper into the skin for a few more minutes. Okay, so I normally start with how you're holding the stone on the forearm, but I'll just go through this really quickly. You've often seen on social media people pushing with the stone instead of pulling. We want a gentle pull instead of a pushing or a 90-degree angle of the stone. So I always say, think about a 45-degree angle of the stone, and I always use my thumb as a bit of a guide to drop the stone so that more surface area of the stone is hitting your actual skin rather than a 90-degree angle and this pushing motion. You want to drop the stone and have a gentle pulling motion. And people get good results either way, but I just think you're going to get better results the more surface area of the skin you can touch, and the gentler pull and lifting motion rather than a pushing and tugging motion. Okay, so we'll start at the back of the neck. And if you just have like a rounded portion on your stone, you'll just take it to the base of the neck, and we're going to just draw it up into the hairline, and you can give it a gentle wiggle into the hairline. And we'll just go 3 passes each section. And then if you have a big side shape to your stone, you'll take it to the side of the spine. And if you don't have a stone, you can totally do this with your hands, just a gentle pushing motion up onto the neck. Remember, areas of tension or bigger muscle groups in the body, you can go heavier or firmer pressure. We'll take it to the front of the neck, which is a gentler area, or I should say thinner skin and more sensitive underneath the skin, not a big muscle group there. And remember, your lymph nodes, some lymph nodes live here. So if you are dumping and draining, you would dump down into your lymph nodes and give it a little wiggle here. So if you have a lot of sinus pressure or pressure in the ears, this is a great thing to do by the ears, dump it into your collarbone. We'll take
sorry, Danny, I'll just add in that I was not in the habit of using my gua sha stone. Some of you guys might still have the stone that doTERRA sold a bit ago. Yeah, Becca has hers too. So that's what I'm using, but I had gotten out of the habit, and then I got sick, and I was like, oh, I need to do this over my sinus cavities, and like up here and all along your jawline there's lymph nodes. Anyways, I started getting in the habit again, and I did the things that Danny's taught me before, and I was like, oh, it just feels so good. And now, since I've been sick, I've been doing it again a couple times a week and just loving it. And so if you've never used a gua sha stone before, I'll tell you, it's a great tool to have on hand, even like for when you're sick. Like you have your breathe oil going at night, you massage over those areas, or like even during the day, if you have like kind of a sinus headache, it really helps with that. But also it's so great for your skin. And like Danny said, you can get really cheap ones on Amazon. You don't have to get any of the expensive ones either. So anyways, I just wanted to add a testimony to what you're saying.
And even for kids, if your kids will allow you to do it over the sinuses right here, I'll cover that in a second. And then if they have an earache, it's a little bit more challenging because obviously they're in a little bit of pain. But you don't even have to do it with a stone. You could even tell them to do this and take it to the bottoms of their ear and tell them to drag it all the way down into their collarbone and just kind of give them a little massage. Like tell them you're going to give them a facial if they're a girl, or, you know, whatever, make it work for them. Okay, so the next point we're going to do, I always use my opposite hand as a anchor so that you're just not dragging the skin everywhere. It just acts as an anchor point, and your remember dropping the stone. So a lot of surface area is hitting your skin, and you're dragging it up into the ear or the hairline and giving it a little wiggle, because you're basically just helping dump or flush out things so that your body can, again, get rid of it. If you don't have a gua sha stone, you guys, you don't have to have a gua sha stone. It's just an extra fun perk, right? You can just take your knuckles. This is what I would do. And I would just drag my knuckles up the side of, or you could actually flip your hand. This might be easier. And just frame your jawline. And that's super simple to do. Okay, then I would take your pointer finger and use right under your cheekbone and wiggle it into your ear. Or if you have a gua sha stone, you're pulling it into the ear. Same thing with your fingers, flip it, and you will go over the cheekbone into the hairline. And then I like to take the smaller portion of whatever stone I have for underneath the eye. If you don't have a gua sha stone, you can just gently with your finger underneath the eye. And again, I have, we're all waking up, no makeup or anything. So a little bit of puffiness under the eyes for me. And whatever area of the face that you're wanting to work on more, you would just spend more time on this specific section. So say I really wanted to work on the puffiness underneath my eyes, I would just spend a little bit more time here this morning. But this should be a fun something that you can incorporate into your skincare routine. So I always tell people, it doesn't have to be long. This literally could take you 1 minute. It could take you 30 minutes. It could take you an hour. Like, you spend as much time as you want to using the gua sha stone. Let's do the eyebrows. So just frame the eyebrow bone, and then you're just moving it over the eyebrow. Sometimes it can look, especially like if you're seeing this on social media, it can look like people are applying a lot of pressure because the skin is moving with the stone, but it's actually really light pressure. And once you do this for yourself, you can see that, we're just aging gracefully and our skin is moving with our finger or the stone. So just know that it's not that they're applying a lot of pressure. It's just the way it looks. Something specific for wrinkles, if you're trying to target, say, crow's feet or forehead wrinkles. For crow's feet, for example, you could take, if you have a comb edge on your gua sha stone, or even just any edge will do, you're going to go up and down in the opposite direction of your wrinkles. So crow's feet are going this way, and I'm going to go up and down in the opposite direction of the crow's feet. And this is just helping with collagen production, breaking up those deep lines that our lovely facial expressions have created over time. And then you're just wiping it out, basically. So I always just say, like, zhuzh the stone up and down, and then you're wiping it out. So same thing for forehead wrinkles. You're just going back and forth. It's still, again, light pressure. You're just helping break up that fascia underneath, working on collagen production, and then you're moving all of that out. So just going back into the hairline. Kristen mentioned sinus pressure and stuff too. This is a really great point right here. You can use just whatever pointed edge. Again, this might look like it's hard, but it's really a light pressure, and you're just kind of working that. You can totally work that with your finger. I do this on my daughter often, and she'll just say, "Mommy, rub my face," and I'll just do this and then drag it over her eyebrows into her temples. So these are all things you can do with just your hands at home with your serums. Okay, so I also want to, it's Saturday morning, so we're going to try to honor y'all's time too. I could go on forever and ever, but I'll hopefully be doing some more gua sha videos within the LDC Facebook group. If you are not a part of that, or you're a part of our community but not in the Facebook group, please let the person that invited you to this class know so we can add you. And there's a whole slew of educational videos on there, and we'll be adding more in the near future as well. So I hope that was fun for you guys. There's so many ways you can use a gua sha stone. I'm trying to think of, again, I could do an hour-long class on that. So I gotta stop thinking about all the additional things. The one other thing I was going to mention on the serum specifically is with all the ingredients that go into the serum, it's nice because when you purchase whatever those 5 different ingredients, it not only works as a skin serum, but you can also use those additional oils for many different things in your medicine cabinet toolkit, basically. So, and you'll refill, you know, a small dropper bottle over and over again with the purchase of the big bottles of the oil. And sometimes people like to DIY and save a little money rather than purchasing like a full size already created serum. The next thing I was going to just lightly touch on is Frownies. And so if you guys have never heard of these, this is a great alternative, natural alternative again to Botox. And like we said earlier, Botox is basically just freezing the muscles under the skin from moving with our facial expressions as we go throughout our days. And Frownies is doing the exact same thing. It just takes a little bit more consistent work. With Botox, you guys know it's not going to last forever. You still have to pay, I don't even know how much, and you have to get it done every however many weeks. So it's not like a one and done deal. Same thing with Frownies. If you are willing to be consistent with something and a specific wrinkle on your face is really bothering you, this is a great alternative. It's just unbleached parchment paper with a vegetable adhesive on it. They're actually compostable and like fully, yeah, you can put them in your garden and they'll compost down. It's kind of crazy. At first, I thought that these had some sort of like chemical or extra skincare on them that would help with the wrinkle. But what it's actually doing is freezing your muscles at night is when typically people apply them. So they're just little patches. You get them wet and you apply them like paper mache over your wrinkles and just kind of layer them on top of each other. They dry and harden so that you're retraining your muscles to not move in the way your normal facial expressions would move, which is the same thing that Botox does, which is kind of crazy when you think about that. It's like we're just retraining the muscle at night to stay flat and not move so that when you take them off during the day, you've just retrained yourself not to lift your eyebrows all the time or, you know, whatever it is that's creating that wrinkle. I have like a $10 off coupon code, I think, if any of you are interested in getting it, that I can add in the chat at the end. But anyways, it's been fun for me. I'm still experimenting with them. Melissa has had great results with them. But again, it's just another alternative for aging gracefully. And if something is really bothering you, a natural alternative rather than getting Botox. Can't remember what my next slide is, Kristen. I think that might be all. Oh yeah, okay. Kristen's going to go over this, but the last thing I was going to say, she's, I think, going to touch on the sunscreen. There's a sunscreen BOGO sale deal that's happening, and today is the last day. But I was going to mention this is the new daily SPF moisturizer, SPF 28. If you use, typically I only use like a tinted moisturizer every day. This I have absolutely been loving. Typically natural tinted moisturizers have a really not so nice stench to them. And I hear that complaint all the time. And this, it smells wonderful. It's doing a great job. And so basically after this gua sha session, I would apply this, do a little concealer, mascara, and, you know, I'm good to go for the day. So if you're looking for a good, easy daily moisturizer with SPF, it seriously makes your skin look so good. It's like a glow. There's no whiteness or white film on the skin. I'm like really, really impressed with doTERRA because I feel like this could be like a product in Sephora and people would like go crazy over it. So if you're a product junkie and need a daily SPF moisturizer, this is really good. And you should add this to anything else you're wanting to purchase.
Thanks for sharing that, Danny. I'm like so bummed because all these fun new things that you guys have over there, like the rose mist that's coming soon, I can't get my hands on it till I get back to the States. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. Europe doesn't always get the same new products that you guys do. So anyways, so fun. Again, I just wanted to retouch on what Danny said. If you are a current customer in doTERRA, you know, when you go through and look at the cost of these, oops, I skipped it. These individual oils that you're going to use in the serum, It's more expensive, but when you break it up into the serums and the length that these oils are going to last you, it will last so long. You'll save a ton of money on other expensive skincare options that are out there and available. And like Danny said, these are other options that you can have in your plant medicine cabinet. Like I'll say, for example, blue tansy, I was researching lately, and it is a really great option for allergies. So if you're somebody that struggles with allergies and you haven't tried blue tansy yet, that's a great one to try. You can dilute it and put it like right over your sinus cavities. And copaiba and frankincense are incredibly good for mental well-being and for calming anxiety, supporting sleep. So that's another reason why I love that they're in this skincare serum, because it's an easy way to integrate it into your daily routine. So as you're doing your skincare routine, and you're taking deep breaths, and maybe like for me, I'll think about things that I'm really grateful from during the day, or I pray as well. And that just like helps me wind down for the day and gets me into a good restful state before I sleep. But anyways, okay. So if you are a current customer in doTERRA, you can purchase all this stuff literally just right through your account. But there's a couple things that I wanted to make sure you know about, because there have been some minor changes with the loyalty program and specifically shipping and all that kind of stuff over like the last year or so. So if you are ordering a 50 PV order, you're going to be earning a percentage back on your order. And if you're a customer that's been ordering regularly every month for over a year, you're getting 30% back, which is ridiculous. There are no other loyalty programs with companies that I've ever heard of that are that generous. And so make sure you're ordering through the loyalty program if you're ordering on your account. And if you order above 100 PV, you're getting free shipping as well. So just a couple notes for customers. And this month in particular, if you order 200 PV, you are going to get a free copaiba oil, and you're going to get copaiba soft gels for free as well. So I just wanted to mention that if you are someone that already placed a loyalty order this month, but you didn't place it at 200, and maybe you want to order some of the skincare stuff to get the 200 PV promo, there's a promo code that you can enter in. So if the combination of 2 loyalty orders equal 200, you can still get the copaiba products for free. And so I'm just going to add that in the chat so you guys have it. It's yeah, typed out there. So basically, if you placed a loyalty order already and say it was 100 PV, and you're going to place another order for 100 PV, you add that promo code in the designated spot, and then it's going to automatically give you those copaiba products for free on your order. So if you are a new customer and you're interested in getting doTERRA, when you purchase through a link of whoever invited you to this class, you're going to be able to get 25% off of everything. And then if you order 100 PV, you get free shipping. If you order 150, you're going to get a free diffuser. And if you order 200, you're going to get the copaiba products as well for free. So there's lots of options for free if you're like ready to get these fun skincare things into your home to make your own serum. And like we said, I mean, I wish I would keep track of these things more frequently. Maybe Becca would know, but I'm like, the amount of skincare serum you're going to be able to make with your oils will last you, I'm sure, at least a year or more. So anyways, it's a great investment into your skin. And we can't wait to hear what you guys think, like as you're trying these things. So anyways, we'll open up space for questions right now if anybody has questions, but hopefully whether or not you had a gua sha stone or maybe you're just using your fingers, hopefully your skin feels great and you're ready to have a really great rest of your Saturday. Does anybody have any questions?
I mean, I feel more alive.
I know, me too.
I think I look a little bit more alive.
I don't know why I'm like so kind of surprised when I do this, and I'm like, wow, it just like, it feels so different.
That's true, Becca. I'm like, I don't even think it's only 4 drops of each of those things in something like this, and this will last you at least a month or more. I think probably more than a month. I mean, I only needed one dropper full for that.
That's like 60 refills.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions about gua sha, frownies, anything else we can answer for you before we leave?
I'm so glad that you guys joined.
So good to see
Yeah.
you.
Have a great rest of your Saturday, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.